welcome back to another episode of Halde's Horsemanship. And if we're trying to plug these, and maybe you can share them with a friend, but if you know anybody interested, I have 2 spots opening up for the fall here coming up. It's free. There's been some donations, and I've been gracious enough to receive those, so I decided to match the fella that gave a gift to help some people out. Very generous. And just give back for what he's been helped, and I want to give back for what I've helped, and I just thought it was a great idea. It's going to be it's different than an intern position, but you're going to be working with horses and learning how horses think, move, while doing some ranch chores. I'm not trying to turn it into a Tom Sawyer deal, get people doing the work, but there's such a benefit to doing the work, and a lot of times people miss that, like the cleaning stalls and being around the horses and interacting with them and getting them to hook on and pet and brush and learn horses. To be able to, someone once said you can get enough of what you want if you help enough people get what they want. And I firmly believe with the horses you can get enough of you want if you can help the horses get what they need. The outside of a horse has been said to be good for the inside of a man. So we're just looking for people to do that. So we're going to put a little ride on Attila here. Of course, I got a bunch of brushes here, so we'll see. He's never had this, and if he gets too troubled, we'll just get him used to it here. And didn't want to get tangled up in those brushes. And like my friend said, horse got afraid, but I didn't. I thought I could move his feet good enough to help him. So we're just going to kind of do some light riding tonight. He's been a little sore. Came back. We worked him a few times last week. We want to he's a little braced, so we want to be working on our serpentine and softening and breaking that jaw loose. If you saw the video from earlier today, this left side especially, there we go, and get him leg yielding a little here so we can get a little more roundness in there. Good. A little more leg yield. Good. And we'll just soften, and he can just get used to kind of seeing me carry this flag for now. Now, as I switch hands and switch the flag, I'll switch it kind of over my shoulder, kind of behind my head there a little, so it's a little bit out of view for now. Good. And we do a lot with the flag, getting him to yield from it. So sometimes when they're afraid, it's okay. But we just want to expose him to it, because it's a respond and respect without fear. And if he may get afraid, so I could always just kind of drop it. And if he gets too fast, we'll kind of take his hind feet away from him. Good. And you don't want to hang it down there too much where it's like chasing him. And we just kind of come through and release. Same as we did before with the hat, to get him better about the hat. Now he's kind of hanging on this right rein, so I might have to break this hindquarters over a little bit. I don't like doing a whole bunch of one rein stops if I don't have to. I want him yielding there. Good. And then we'll walk on. Good. I want him hanging on this rein. It's pretty easy just to kind of, people I see a lot of times They just hang on him and that reign's taut. He can learn to carry that float there and not lean on my hand. That pressure, I want him there. That's better. I want him to come off of that pressure. Good. And no reaction that time. And gradually, in time, we'd like to get pretty careless of the flag. He's been, like I said, pretty worried about stuff like this. Good. And I use this bending again because I can help get him out of trouble a little bit here, but to soften on the reins. A lot of times people just kind of ride them through tension and they just hang on and they wind up pulling harder on them. And then the horse gets duller to moving their feet rather than lighter to moving their feet. I'm always trying to build a oneness with my horse and have it one mind, one body. Good. That's holding some roundness, some softness. And so as I change, again, I'll change over my shoulder and I'll push this rib cage the other way so that he sees it out of the corner of his left eye. Sometimes you'll see people get him good one eye or the other, and then they go to the other. See how he braces? We're going to roll his hind there a little bit. There. Soften on that rein. Good. Soften on the right rein. Serpentine. Good. And I want it a little tighter there. Soften on this left rein, but step your hind quarters over. He's not stepping over behind, so I'll stop the front feet and say, hey, that's how you step your hind feet over. Keep the motor going behind. Slow the front feet, step over behind. Step over behind. There, like that. Step over behind. Good, like that. Keep walking. Good. There, we got a little whoosh out of the flag. But soften, that's the way. Good. Come through. And then soften. Good. Good. Not no reaction yet. Don't worry about that other horse. Don't worry about the other horse. There, that was pretty good. Good. We'll push his rib cage over. Change shoulders up over my shoulder. Good. Check this side out again. Sometimes going from that left rein to right rein will be troubled. And sometimes, I know we were talking about it with his owner. About there, I kind of hung it down for a little bit. But sometimes this can look so easy. But sometimes I've seen people, you got to know to let it go too, and how to truly get those corners and get that softness to come through so that you don't get in trouble. It's a little harder than it looks. There, we got a little whoosh on it and not much of a response. That's a nice little place to quit and get rid of it. Now we'll check getting soft with two reins. Good. Not just off one corner or the other. Get soft with two reins. And hold it there a little bit. Not just root your head back out. Stay kind of in frame, if you will. Not super collected. There we go. Good. And I think we're going to ride a little more, but that's a nice little change. And the video, I don't know how much it's nice it's a lighter horse, though, in the darker background, but I don't know how much it's going to pick up at this point, or if it is even picking up and tracking. Yeah, it looks like it is. Good. So, if you guys have any questions, I appreciate you watching. Feel free to share it with someone if you think they might be interested. Probably better to be someone in Arizona because it'll be a couple days a week for a month. Just an hour or two, just kind of an introduction and kind of see how it goes along, and we'll see how the program goes. But share it with others. Look forward to any comments you guys might have. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the journey. Happy trails. Now that flag's kind of hanging there, and I'm aware of that. But if I had to, I'd throw it over my left shoulder. I wouldn't want to throw it over his right side there, because then he might get scared of it and jump over the top of me. Again, soften. There we go. Good. When a horse is scared and worried, they won't be able to soften their, kind of clenching their jaw just like you and I. That's kind of why licking the lips thing works sometimes, because they have to relax that jaw. So, just things to think about. Yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy the journey.